Hello, everybody. Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever the hell you're coming from. We got more BTS European action coming your way. It's Finem versus Team Spirit. As we get ready to hop into the start of round number 2 of this bracket, let me use my production value skills here, and I'll show it for you. And as you can see, we're starting right up there at the top. Finem versus Team Spirit. Actually, Team Spirit just played yesterday to be able to best Team Empire in the first round to make it here. That was a hard first round to make it out from, so props to Spirit on that one. And, well, here we are, and we're going to see how things go and bode for them in the future. I'm KotLGuy for Beyond the Summit, but I'm not going to be going at this alone. I got good buddy Rime joining me over the internets. Rime, how you doing, my friend? It's Team Spirit versus Finem, and I would love to hear your expert analysis and first take on this exciting matchup.
You've already flattered me with the first word. Expert.
Expert.
Okay, if you're in first ban, I don't know if they want to ban Beastmaster, make sure that Finem doesn't have a lot of fun with that. Normally Finem likes playing their hero a lot.
Yeah, that and Bat Rider.
I think if you want to give Beastmaster away, you want to get Fury in, and vice versa, because they are the two strongest offlaners in the game. But if you do give away something like a Beastmaster, you want to pick up stuff like Tide and things like that. But let's see what happens.
Beastmaster has been a pretty potent figure in a lot of the games I've been seeing recently, especially out of the European scene. Like Vega, for example. Mag's Beastmaster performance to secure them into Star Ladder was ridiculous, and kind of surprised if it makes it out here of the first wave. I personally haven't been able to catch a lot of Team Finem. I know that this is a scrappy Greek squad. Names like Madara seem familiar, coming out from London Conspiracy and through Golden Boys and such. But we'll see how they match up here against Team Spirit, which has a lot more familiar names than what people might consider the favorites here. And man, right out of the gate, they do ban that Beastmaster, and Spirit with their first pick are going to be grabbing up the OD here. Now, what's more interesting to see is the 1-2 punch coming out from Finem here, Rime. Wisp and Bounty Hunter, a pretty greedy support duo here. Does have to leave one of these guys to be the, well, ward bitch, and that could be a bit difficult and leave one of them a bit fragile in the game overall.
I think Bounty's fine with that situation. He's pretty happy just buying like the occasional ward every now and again. He starts off with Orb of Venom, he gets boots if he can, and then he just throws out tracks the entire time. They immediately pick OD Zeus. Okay, so it's probably just going to be OD safe lane mid Zeus, and then they can pick the lineup around that. They basically, like OD Zeus, like they might have a problem, like just literally getting run over in the first 10 minutes against Wisp Bounty. They just need to make sure the Wisp duo doesn't get too much, and they have time to ban out whatever might be picked with the Wisp. Finem kind of left that open-ended. So,
is it okay to leave the Zeus in the mid lane here? I mean, Zeus obviously going to be great at getting CS, but I agree with you, man. They could get run over right away. They take preemptive measures to get rid of Tiny as a potential duo mid lane against him, but that's scary.
I think here the teams like Team Finem are going to be happy running almost anything with Wisp in this kind of game. Obviously they'll stay away from things like morphling and like typical things, but you could run almost anything against like OD Zeus and have it roughly be okay. As long as they do well in the lane and they can take their safe lane tower fairly quickly, they can put almost anything top with the Wisp, which I think is what they're going to do.
Okay, well,
and I think what they may also do is if Team Spirit don't ban Invoker now, Finem are going to pick it almost immediately, because then they can just put Invoker, Bounty Hunter against the Zeus, or OD, either one, and they're going to have a nightmare of a time trying to get anything with Zeus or OD.
It does seem like a solid game plan here. They will actually ban the Sven, so we'll have to see. The Oracle ban also a bit intriguing. Does kind of read to me that they might be considering something like the Bat Rider for themselves. I just don't see Oracle as, for a lot of the teams, it's like they'll just get it as the direct counter for something like a Bat Rider, but otherwise,
I don't really
Vengeful
see Oracle's
Spirit
place right now. Like,
yeah,
it's weird because like you pick it usually with like DP or something. But it's basically just an attachment to pick with DP to make sure that your DP is invincible, and it's strongest then. But otherwise, it's like it's got a okay amount of burst. Okay, they pick Quap, so they really want to make sure that one of their lanes goes really well.
Yeah, we'll have to see if it's going to be the mid or not. It is surprising to see them skip over something like the Invoker, and to be honest, I haven't seen enough from Team AF here if they're big Invoker players personally, but they opt for the flashier Queen of Pain, and Spirit will be like, oh, you're going to ban out Oracle? Well, then we'll just go ahead and grab up our boy Finem here, the Bat Rider, and then Broodmother comes out, so all right.
Yeah, that's a thing. Just pick Brood fourth into Zeus Batrider. That's just how you do, I suppose. They probably know that it's going to be OD Sacred Flame, so Broodmother does pretty well against that. But yeah, I think they're just maintaining lane dominance, and they want to create a situation where like bot lane is like completely dominated by Brood. They're scared of getting out by bounty, so they don't move from middle. The off lane has a hard time showing a lane because he doesn't know where bounty is, and Queen of Pain can rotate wherever she wants, and she's probably going to get a kill. But if you pick Spirit Breaker, you can click on a lane, you can run there, and you know that you're probably going to have more heroes at the enemy team. So that might be good.
I love the Spirit Breaker against something like the Brood too. It's just as simple as you pop out the Zeus ulti and start charging away, and you're going to get that perma vision. And the global gank potential is very real in that case. And you know, it is a shame they already committed for these cores right at the start, because something like a Spectre would just be lovely to add on this global flare.
Like they picked these two cores at the start, and you think that Finem would use this to like pick decent cores against OD and Zeus, but they just really haven't. Slark is the only hero that they picked so far that is like okay. It's good against Batrider in lane, so that's probably going to be the safe laner, obviously. And it's okay versus Zeus sometimes. It's not good versus Spirit Breaker, and it's sometimes okay against OD, but if OD gets overfarmed, Slark is reduced to only hitting during his ulti, because he loses too much mana and too much health otherwise, and he's got a massive int disparity, so he can also die quite quickly. So basically, they need to do really well on top lane, they need to do okay in middle, and they don't want the Broodmother to feed. Those are their criteria. Team Spirit, on the other hand, if OD gets farmed or Batrider gets farmed, they don't care what the Zeus gets, and they need to make sure Spirit Breaker doesn't feed.
Reserve time.
And I think the last pick doesn't really matter too much.
Yeah, a lot of win conditions here for Spirit, where Finem seem like, you know, we know for Bounty Hunter typically got to make sure you have a successful start, otherwise you could risk being forced into a kind of a going against a lot of 5-mans, and that's where Bounty Hunter could be at the weakest, and Broodmother needs to do her job as well, so we'll have to see. Spirit have a lot of outs to kind of come out as the successors so far, and they'll need to round things out with their heavy support grab, unless they do some crazy 180 here and change Zeus up a bit into a support position. They have plenty to work with here, but you're going against a Slark and a Broodmother, so maybe you're getting something to keep tabs and have extra wave clear available in case the Brood somehow ends up being a problem.
I'd pick an AoE stun, honestly, but like they probably need a ranged hero to like go on the Brood. Like I wouldn't even be surprised to see like a Venge or something, honestly. It's not that good versus what Radiant or Dire have, but they don't have that many options to what they've got.
Yeah, I like the
because they don't want to get something that like is too squishy because it will just die instantly. They don't want to have something that's bad against Queen of Pain or bad against Slark, but nothing's really good against both of those heroes either.
Yeah, I mean, do you just fall back on something trusty like a Lion at that point, just so you have the mass hex, and you do get burst against the Wisp, which is nice, but
until it's good versus Brood, decent versus Slark-ish. Yeah. You kind of give them free stats though. I think that if their bot lane goes badly, they'll lose the game in like 10 minutes.
For Spirit.
That's not an exaggeration. Yeah, if Spirit's bot lane goes badly, they will lose very quickly because they can't rotate. They can't do that much.
Is it worth their interest, like just pulling an audible here and just changing the lanes entirely for Spirit? Should they be that threatened by something like the Broodmother in the off lane and just maybe stick, I don't know, Funnick down there instead, or do they?
I mean, that's not the worst thing in the world, but I think they want to make sure that they can keep their supports near the OD as much as possible, and I think putting OD top would make that quite difficult. Although I do think pressuring the Slark is better, so I would actually go and put the OD on the offlane and then put Batrider on bot, and then kind of keep the Spirit Breaker missing a lot of the time to kind of spook the Broodmother and give Batrider a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see how things are going to be working out here. We get started. It's just game number 1 of our best of 3 matchup, Spirit versus Finem here in the start of the second round for BTS Europe. And as the start already does get underway, it looks like Funnick is going to be keeping things traditional as far as the laning phase goes. He's already beelining it down this off lane, not fast enough with the TP, but he is hustling his way to get that ward down. But Thug and Spartan are also en route, and they have the benefit of that little bit of extra Wisp tether speed. So we'll see if they make it there first. And plus with Blinky, yeah. So this Funnick Batrider not going to be able to probably get a good ward down. Yeah.
Which is a Boots first Batrider you're not that happy about.
No.
I don't like this laning from Radiant. Like they have unfavorable matchups in every single lane.
They may have
Bounty
spotted
can make it even worse.
Yeah, it looks like they did. So, and then Yeah, there's a lot of things you got to keep in
God, if he
tabs
dewards
here.
this and they give solo XP to the Wisp, like, Batrider can't even go to lane at level 1. They can just literally tether and overcharge and, like, beat him to death.
Are there even enough sentries in this game for Spirit to even work with?
30 seconds.
He got 2 on the OD. He bought them himself, I'm pretty sure.
Because you got to keep the Bounty Hunter in check, and you got to have something maybe for the lane of the Brood Mother.
Oh, they got a good sentry down. Okay, that's a good sentry to get down. Always want to fly.
Nice.
He's got it right on a web, so he'll have control of that for like a minute or so.
Very important to keep this Brood Mother in check. Don't let her get to a snappy level 3 and a Soul Ring.
Oh no!
That's when she starts taking over.
Look at Thug. He's already got. They gave him solo XP for the ward, so he's gonna start the lane off at level 2.
Oh my god! I've seen this once before, and it was actually on an Alchemist. Obviously, he benefited a bit more from that first rune, but he got the same thing: an early ward kill, the rune, got to level 2, and he was allowed to have acid spray at the start, and it was actually against the Bounty Hunter, and I would say that was just the one tipping point to start the whole game, and it just continued to stay in their favor.
Yeah, the lane's in an awful position. Yeah, look at this. Look what Iceberg's gonna do. He's gonna try and get some XP, but like he has to walk up, and he can't. He just can't walk up. He can't get a single CS, or he might get 1 or 2 this way.
Not only is it gonna go bad there, he's getting bullied back behind the tower, but Bounty Hunter's also waiting for the courier. He actually just misses the window to catch it. While that's happening, though, the OD we saw it a bit earlier was just bashing down that Brood Mother, and she goes down.
That's really important. They need to do this again and again, though.
Yeah.
Brood can still get something. If they keep Brood out of XP range for like another minute or 2, they'll be in a really, really good position from the spot lane, and that means that Spirit Breaker will be able to move.
Yeah.
And they'll be able to secure the Winter Wyvern level 2, and that's pretty important.
I was actually going to say is that same thing that could open up for someone in this bottom lane to rotate, and no surprise it would probably be the Spirit Breaker here. He actually will be continuing with a bit of pull action here, so just a little bit more time here to secure things up and make things a lot easier for this OD, and things more difficult for probably this Thug mid lane. But this Bounty Hunter also needs to kind of get something going here. Was not able to get the catch on this courier, and we'll have to look for other opportunities. And it's no surprise that Iceberg is going to be playing
really
pretty
surprised
damn
Thug
nervous.
isn't just like blinking up and shadow striking right here. Like I'm sure that's what you should do at this point. Like he's not playing anywhere near aggressive enough. Big bunch of shooters.
He won't blink, but he'll casually walk up there and begin to poke him a bit. 10 to 1
Just trying to make sure, like, if you look, every single time he runs at him, there's always a creep on low HP. And this means that Zeus has to walk back to not lose like 200 HP, but in doing so he loses a creep XP, which is completely good. Like, that's completely fine for the Quap. He's playing this really well.
Yeah.
Oh, they just press charge on him, hoping for the best.
Yeah, Iceberg has got to play very far back though, so it'll just be Go Black taking the lane in the meantime and finding some solo XP for themselves. Meanwhile, Always Want to Fly does avoid a little bit of trouble there. Now they'll know it's a 2v1, but Illidan feels confident, moves forward, drops a sentry here for Skylark, and looks like that will be the end of it. Obviously, Always Want to Fly still only at level 1, only has the Arctic Burn, which has a longer cooldown at level 1, so no Splinter Shot yet.
Yeah, I think this OD should like buy in a Keeler from base and then buy some more regen. And then he can actually just stay versus the Brood, because the Brood is really, really underleveled. Like, he's only got 1 creeper. So.
I'm curious if Illidan has his own take on the OD. This is Illidan after all. Loves to play the game in his own kind of way sometimes. So.
Yeah, he's just gonna go safe lane Veil OD.
Yep. Double robe pops out here, and now they got the benefit
Probably
of
gonna
all
ferry
that
Null
first.
Talisman out at some point, and then he's gonna finish the Veil from the side shop.
Ooh, top lane, we got a charge coming out from Godlike here. Smacks up Spartan, and now with Funnick taking flight, this should be an easy wisp kill, and we'll put Spirit ahead now 2-0.
Dark has pounds, but he needs to get this kill. Yeah, he's gonna get it, I think.
Okay, nice. Return fire as Funnick is going to be going down, and Finem will be able to get themselves on the board. Not too shabby. All the meanwhile, this Bounty Hunter continues to lurk. Still at level 1, but is not going to find that opportunity to make a go for Iceberg. Iceberg is just happy to just kind of hand over the lane, I guess, than risk handing over more kills at this point. But this is going to be bad.
Yeah,
Squid
this
Pain's
is
level
like,
5.
He's so far behind, he can't begin to contest now. He can't even really get XP here, which is like really bad, because if the bounty's missing, and he doesn't have a sentry, like if bounty's there, he's just dead. Like they can dive the tower easily. This lane's gone horribly wrong, and top lane is getting worse by the second, because they got a kill on the Wisp, but Slark is getting better levels. And over time, this matchup becomes worse for the Batrider. So.
Oh, Godlike did pick up a haste rune here. We'll try to charge in, but obviously Thug is going to be able to get the blink off. Starts
he's gonna die for this,
popping up
isn't he?
the salve.
No, he's got
And,
haste, never mind.
okay, he'll quickly turn out, so Not going to look to overcommit. Maybe next time we'll be able to spot him out as the bounty hunter continues to shift from lane to lane. So what do you do if you're Iceberg in this situation? You know that this lane is gone pretty much as bad and about to be a lot worse.
It happened.
Pray.
I don't know, start buying wards and ask someone else to go there? I don't know what I would do, honestly. It's not a good game for him.
Well, we'll see if Spirit are going to be able to dig deep or something to find some sort of out for Iceberg. And it might be just in the form of keeping a bodyguard by his side. I don't know if that's going to be KotLGuy taking that spot or maybe
getting
always
out-leveled by his own Spirit Breaker.
But yeah, Spirit Breaker who's been...
He just needs to get what he can get and hope not to die by the time he hits. If he doesn't die like before he hits 6, he'll have done well, I think.
You think God he has Arc Lightning to work with at least. Creep in for some occasional CS. Looks like KotLGuy was looking for an opportunity to go on Skylark here in the bottom lane, but not going to be able to get that grab. Skylark is level 3 now, has that Soul Ring, so can at least nuke from afar to try to bring in whatever CS is possible. But it's Illidan who's king of the CS this game at 31 and 14. So
he's only got a few spiders as well, so he's doing pretty well.
Yeah, that CS should normally be a lot more inflated because of the Brutaling game, but Skylark's been doing a nice job avoiding that. But as I say that, gets smacked up with a big splinter shot and we'll lose a chunk of gold there.
They realized that OD just can't do anything with 0 mana, so he just went back, and they're giving the lane to Winter Wyvern for a bit. So he'll get level 4, which means that Brood can't kill anyone down here. I'm just wondering when this Quap's gonna move, because like I think the best options for this Quap are like staying here, getting level 8 before doing anything, or maybe getting a kill on Batrider. I think that's the most crucial thing. Killing the Batrider would be the most valuable thing he could do.
They attempt to go here for Always Want to Fly. He'll quickly pull out the Cold Embrace.
Yeah, as soon as he hits level 4, you can't do anything with Brood. Don't have any damage.
KotLGuy staying in the dark as well. It's kind of something that the Dire are always going to have to keep on their mind here.
Going Midas. I like this. Just also missing pounces, which isn't quite as good.
I mean, you figure you got the lane, and it's nearly for free at this point. I guess playing the greedier game is not too shabby. Illidan can...
They're just gonna dive him here. He's level 5. His nuke output is like 300 at best. He doesn't have that much to deter a dive.
Ooh, nice pounce on the Finem up here, but they're not going to catch a lot of the Spirit Ball damage, and Madar's going to actually have to turn and 180 the hell out of this one. He does have Shadow Dance if necessary. It's not going to be necessary.
Like, he's already so scared. Like, the only reason they really backed off there was because they're scared of Spirit Breaker. And if they try and go in again when the charge is still up, they're going to lose the Slark.
And doesn't look like the charge is going to go through, and Bounty Hunter is nearby. We'll scout out and see where KotLGuy is, and this is at the moment that Thug's going to be rotating up. Thug did not go with Sonic Wave at level 6 or level 7, so he's going to make do with his level 4 Scream instead, and I don't think they're going to have a way to stop KotLGuy from charging out of this.
They have no way of cancelling that. Their only stun on their entire team is Bounty Hunter Shuriken. So
Dire's middle tower
Spirit Breaker is kind of free to do what he wants.
Bottom lane, they're making it go for the Broodmother here. A swift couple of orb attacks, an Arctic Burn to slow, and Broodmother has no way to make it out, and obviously no help nearby. So leads to a pickoff here, in Spirit etch ahead.
They need to find a way to kind of relieve the pressure off this Brood, so Brood can start getting some farm, because Brood will accelerate really, really fast if she's given any kind of space. So, like, Finem need to try and find a way to do that. And I think pushing the tier 1 top and then trying to wrap around with a Quap and maybe do something is the best way to do that.
Well, they have 4 people up here, so it's probably going to be on the agenda. Look at this. They're all sweeping around from behind. Finem, my man. He's going to get jumped right now, and oh, he's going to get bursted fast. I've been seeing, yeah, he almost pretty much gave up that one. Did he even buy, he couldn't even buy anything. I mean, at this point, you're probably starting to save up for that Blink Dagger here, and that is going to be pushed a little bit on this one.
Top lane is so miserable for him now, because like, if you look, he doesn't have, there's no point skilling Flaming Lasso, there's no point skilling Flame Break, because they're both useless at this point.
Yeah.
So he's just literally does damage, and whenever he does damage, Slark just goes away and then regens and then comes back, so he can't really do anything in lane. And just when the wave was coming, he was about to get a double wave, he gets killed, so he's going to get some of it. So he's kind of okay with this, but he's still not going to have Dagger for a while.
Is there any way in Spirit's world that Illidan is doing good enough to make up for Iceberg's struggling start and Funix?
I don't know, like, if Illidan the only way he can really do that much right now is if like Dai let him. If you get what I mean, like he's just an OD. He's not very fast. He doesn't have much mobility, and they've got lots of heroes: a Blinks, Invis, a Wisp. So, if provided that Dai don't commit really heavily on something they can't fight, I think they should be okay as long as they just try and stay away from the evil big spooky OD man.
KotLGuy makes his return visit to the mid lane where Thug will be forced back and blinked out. Meanwhile, maybe next time on the Bounty Hunter, drops down a pretty aggressive mid lane ward. This opens up some new options. I mean, Spartan is about to be level 6, so relocate is going to be an option here soon. Could be tag teaming up for the Slark, let's say, to get some quick and easy picks. And Bounty Hunter does have a little bit more of a journey before the track is going to be online here. But if Team Spirit don't somehow find a way to turn things around or take advantage of any sort of missteps. Oh, bottom lane. They make their jump. A curse. It's going to be a bit of a combo breaker here, but after the Astral has ended, Illidan is going to be easily focused down and dropped. They're going to look for a follow-up here and always want to fly. He's going to be forced to go to Arctic Burn and get out of there, but Wisp is already relocated back towards his top lane with Madara, and that will be the end of it. And Illidan was the one good thing going in this laning phase for Team Spirit, and they just make quick work of him.
Yeah, like, he had Veil and whatever, but if you just go on him with 4 heroes when he's only got a Wyvern to defend himself, like, you can't really do much. I think the only point where this OD is going to be scary is when, like, Spirit Breaker is missing and is level 6, and OD has, like, level 11. Until then, he can't really do that much unless they, like, really just let him trade with them.
I don't know if they're gonna
I'm looking at Zeus. Zeus is, like, kind of recovered. He's got Ether Lens, he's got, like, a bit of farm, he's got decent levels-ish. Still level 7 at 11 minutes really isn't what you want, but he's level 8 now, so if he gets a kill and Quap dies, like, they equalize basically, which is kind of annoying. It's the bad thing about Quap.
Yeah, getting that big boost at the start of the game could only hand over a bigger bounty reward if taken down here. She's leveled up the Sonic Wave now, yet to really put it to use here, but needs to kind of have some sort of tag team factor to make it work. Bounty Hunter, meanwhile, will be able to scout out Goblak at this point, and what I was going to say before is, you know, hopefully Spirit, for their sake, would be able to stall things out to the point that Illidan could be a bit of a problem, because if they're not able to really be on the offensive, and if they risk getting caught out when Track Gold comes into play here for Finem, it's certainly not going to be getting any easier when you have Relocate to set things up, and, well, even this Queen of Pain to kind of close the gap. And,
yeah, Spirit's heroes are basically entirely to punish overcommittal at this point. They can't really go for pickoffs because they don't have the items and levels. They just got level 6 now in Spirit Break, so they can maybe think about doing that. But provided that I just keep playing safe and establish a little bit of lane control with Brood, like, Radiant are limited, they've got the clock on them, because basically, as soon as the bot tower goes down, things start getting really crazy. Because then Slark's going to go everywhere.
Yeah.
And Slark's going to get his next item, Quap's going to get her Orchid or something like that after the bot tower goes down. Everything's going to go to hell really quickly.
Ooh, relocate, things are going to hell for Illidan, possibly, and it's a Spartan relocate in with nobody, but they have a 3-on-2. And they don't like this kind of situation, so they're going to quickly pull off. The problem is that Spirit are already looking for their return fire here. It's a charge in from Goblak. It's going to be for Thug. Thug still holds that Sonic Wave here, but she's going to get locked into place and possibly bursted down. No! The Sanity's Eclipse did miss, but they're still going to be able to get a hold of Queen of Pain with Zeus, and they quickly step back out and reevaluate
now, if you look
the
on the
situation.
network, Zeus is above the Queen of Pain.
Just
Great.
like that.
Lovely.
Barely
Queen of
ahead.
Pain has her weaknesses.
Barely ahead, but you're right. That just swings things right back in his direction. That was a level 2 Queen of Pain at the start of the laning phase, and one that was certainly out of control at that point. But Spirit, the team that walks away with a kill at what was a Finem gank, and I agree with you. I mean, once the tier 1 does go down, and it is down, there's not going to be a lot of safe options here. Skylar can now kind of overtake the jungle. As you said, Slark is going to be running around. They have to worry about relocate. Where the hell is this bounty hunter? You're walking on eggshells if you're Spirit.
If they want to keep control of bot lane, they need to ward it, and they need to have a constant presence around here. And they need to keep the Brood down. Because once, like, they're going to get 2 Orchids, which means the OD is probably going to die in any fight, and they have no way of taking silence off of anything like that. So, I just don't see a way where OD is going to get a lot of farm, and Broodmother isn't in this situation. Because in order to keep the Brood down, they're going to have to give Slark whatever he wants. And he's got a dagger, which I guess it's pretty good compared to Shadowblade in this game, given that there's a Zeus and a Spirit Breaker in the game.
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower.
Probably
is
lost.
They're going to
under
give
attack.
Bouncy level 6
Cancel
mid
that.
up, which is quite... He's pretty underleveled, so this might be quite high up on their
Yeah,
priorities.
him moving around a lot has caused him a bit of trouble, but Finem has been able to get a hold of his Blink Dagger here and debuts it in the top lane. Will be able to get the snag for Spartan, and with assistance from Iceberg, they will easily be able to burst down the Wisp. And it looks like there'll be no response from it, but at that moment, also...
Yeah, they get 2 kills, they get 2 pickoffs as soon as they get their Spirit Breaker. Like, he didn't even use ulti for that, that's just a kill,
Dire's top tower
which is quite
is
nice.
under attack.
And they use the Batrider Dagger to get the Wisp.
Radiant's middle tower
Now
is
what they
under
need to do
attack.
is they need to find a way to somehow start chipping at tier 1s. Or just hope that Dire try and make a play and it doesn't go well.
They didn't even need to use the Thunder Gods for that either. Iceberg
Dire's
still holds
top
on to
tower
it here,
is under attack.
and they have the Sentry. If Bounty Hunter does misstep, this could be a quick kill, and Iceberg actually scouts him out from the low
Yeah, if
ground.
that bolt hit, he would have just died outright.
Well, it does allow the vision for KotLGuy to make the charge in, who still holds that ulti, but doesn't have the mana anymore. Doesn't matter. They're going to get the quick and easy kill for the Bounty Hunter here, and
They did get the Batrider with Wisp and Slug though.
that's true.
Slug is growing larger.
Yeah, he is the, what could be the scariest late game presence here in this one, and with a Midas on top of that, his farm potential is just going to be that much
Dire's
faster than
middle tower
anything the
is under
OD is going to be
attack.
able to match up at this point.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Still, at this point, he's still very dependent on his ulti. If he goes near OD, he dies in 4 or 5 hits still, because OD's got quite a large mana pool and he does a lot of damage, and his ult will do an extraordinary amount of damage. There's already a 40 int differential, so
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I mean, that's
It's not
Veil,
looking
even
too good.
Intreads, and it's holding on to the staff right
Radiant's
now will
top
make him
tower.
so
certainly
Slug
hit like a
is going to be
truck.
entirely ulti dependent, which is okay for these early fights, but Radiant lineup is so good at killing Slug in that particular window where he
Dire's
doesn't have
middle
ulti,
tower
and then
has fallen.
before he pounces away.
Radiant's top tower
See if they get
is
those
under
kind of catches
attack.
here. Finem is going to be caught out again, though, from the dynamic duo of Madara and Spartan, and this will force them to evacuate. They quickly pull off. It's towards the mid lane and straight into a Winter's Curse. Oh, that Astral. It looked like it might have been saving the Wisp on that one, but there goes the Sonic Wave. Here goes the big ulti. They're going to get rid of the Broodmother here. A 2-for-1. Oh, Illidan not going to be able to stand on this one. With that Shadow Dance, Madara begins to go to work here. Sapping up already has 17 agility, but finally the Nether Strike will come out from KotLGuy, and it's going to just bully down the Slark at this one. Thug makes his quick and hasty retreat, and looks like we'll end this skirmish potentially as a 3v2. Never mind, that's maybe next time. Jumping in, gets the Shuriken toss, and ends this one evenly for them. It doesn't look like he was able to quickly get the track off, but I guess it's more important to secure the kill for himself on that one instead.
So, Brute died, Slark died, Wisp died, Quap isn't farming. I think that was pretty much, if like one of the Spirit Breaker or OD didn't die, that was best case scenario for Radiant. But I think all they need to do now is they need to get a pick with the Batrider, maybe find a way to kill the Quap, or catch the bounty while he's doing this warding stuff.
Oh, always one fly
Oh no,
is dead.
no!
Bang, bong,
Like
and that's
this.
track gold too. Just for him.
Hopefully he dies for this. Zeus is gonna bolt, and he's gonna get vision.
Don't run the
Come on.
common way.
Dire's top tower is
Oh,
under
he got
attack.
him. He's
He
running
completely
for it.
miscalculated the movement speed there. I like this Yules though. This Yules means that Zeus is very, 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 very annoying to kill.
Annoying, and obviously will benefit from being able to get rid of the track if necessary.
Radiant's middle
Charge
tower is
in.
under
They looking
attack.
for Skylark on this one, but there's going to be a response. It's the relocate in with the Slark. Quick Astral is going to be on Iceberg here to try to save him, but they're going to quickly burst him down afterward. They're going to get the return fire, taking out the Wisp, and now they're looking for KotLGuy here. They swarm him with Spiderlings. He puts the charge out and tries to misstep on this one. We'll be able to make it back and away because Illidan and Finem have both shown up, and they're going to be burning up that Spider. He goes down. Double kill for Finem, and quickly the Dire need to disperse and get the hell back. Spirit are on the run back on this one. They take down 3.
Brood should not have died. They did not have vision. They did not have a way of catching her. Thus was on cooldown. She literally just died because she just turned round twice in Firefly with sticky napalm. She could have just walked away and she would have been alive. But she's
Panicked,
now
maybe.
really far away from her Orchid. She panicked, and she doesn't have the lane pushing, so they're just losing control of their lanes. But they still do have a really farm Slug, and he is getting closer to Sky. So,
Now, what about the Queen of Pain here? We're looking at the Queen of Pain, who had a wonderful start. I mean, if you're a big Queen of Pain player, you couldn't have asked for anything better to lead off the lane at level 2. Still trying to finish out the Orchid, but was she not proactive enough once, like, her ultimate started coming online? Why did she seem to fall off a little bit? She's 0-1 and 5 with that kind of a start, too.
Yeah, she had nowhere to go really. She did really well in the early laning phase, and then she had but then she had 53 CS at like 12 minutes or something like that. She had a really slow orchid. She was level 9 at 12 minutes as well. Whoa, is this gonna be a kill?
Well, now obviously she takes no damage because of that Winter's Curse. He will pop the Astral, and then quickly the Sanity's Eclipse, and they'll be able to finish her off with the benefit of that Iceberg ulti. They also got a hold of the Bounty Hunter all the meanwhile in bottom lane. There will be some return action.
Like lives there if he charges somewhere else. If he just charges on pops or something, he just charges right through them and then he lives.
Yeah, looked like it was on cooldown, unfortunately. Oh yeah, but he charged right in front of him.
Yeah.
But it is just the one little side lane Goblack there as they're able to get the mighty takedown. And yeah, Slark a Scotty in order for him, so tanky. Huge stats boost, and man, they want that courier. Not going to be able to get it.
Funny, because hunting spiders right now. He's hunting a lot of spiders. He's probably not going to get that many of them, so... Oh, he's forced off.
Oh, they found Spartan here, but he quickly TP's out.
Alive.
No Astral available to stop the Wisp from making it away here, and I mean, Spirit, at this point, as far as net worth goes, we're back even, and XP about the same, so... Spirit have made their way through the scary early game of where a Bounty Hunter could be, and in that difficult mid lane. At this point, should things begin to get easier and easier for them, or is the Slark still scary enough?
Things are going to get easier and easier, because the only threat right now, really, unless they group up and get hit by like a 5-man Sonic Wave, is that Slark kills everybody. And with their heroes, that's not easy for them to do.
Uh-oh, a jumper always want to fly here. They get the track out, and they relocate in, but they're not going to be on the mark on this one, and now they re-evaluate and reposition. Looks like they're going to be pulling off here. Bounty Hunter is dead. Man, he gets just assaulted there from the Zeus. Goblack's going to help with the vision, and now they turn and look for Goblack himself. But they got the Cold Embrace. It's going to keep him alive and well as he withstands the Sonic Wave there. Will eventually be taken down, and it ends up being a support for a support at this point. And
Iceberg, you shouldn't be there.
Iceberg is flirting around with the creeps on this one, but they got a good jump in. Madara, yeah, got to get lassoed up and quickly taken down at this point. Dire need to retreat, and they will.
I thought Iceberg was out of position, but he's actually just baiting, apparently. I thought they would have gone with Quap or something and just busted the Zeus outright, but they just couldn't do that. And Thug is just not very farmed for his start, because he's just the Queen of Pain against the Zeus. Anything he does, there's like guaranteed 500, 600 damage on him. And there's the Spirit Breaker in the game, so if he ever shows, he's just at risk of instantly dying, which is kind of a worry.
Just adds more to the fact that there's just... You're suddenly starting to realize that for Spirit, there's just, at this point especially, no real easy targets, even for the burst-heavy Queen of Pain. The Wyvern is probably what you think is the most fragile target, but so many levels into Cold Embrace at this point, and having the ways to get out if even a Winter's Curse is necessary, like, nothing is going to be coming easy at this point for... at Finem, especially when they have track gold, and I don't know, things are going to continue to get better for Spirit. They just have what are looking like a lot more options. This Brood hasn't really gobbled up a lane at any sort of point. So
well, if you think about, okay, the way Finem take a fight, okay, they go in, they orchid someone, they try and pick them off. Is that going to work? No, they've got an Astral, they've got a Spirit Breaker, counter initiate. So, okay, Team Spirit, maybe they go on someone on Finem, and then they counter initiate with relocate or whatever. All they have to do on Radiant is hold a spell, Astral the guy that Slark goes on, so he doesn't get enough done during his ulti, and then as long as enough of you survive to burst the Slark after the ulti, Slark has nothing to do, he has to just go away. And given that Finem don't have enough burst damage to actually kill someone during Slark's ulti, I don't see a way that they can actually win a fight reasonably here. Like, I don't see it happen.
Bottom lane in the meantime, they have had Funnick waiting in the wings with the dust, and once they spotted the Brood nearby, they jumped in, used the lasso, and got the easy pick off. And that is going to put Broodmother back down again. And in those kind of situations that you're talking about, you know, you need to make sure that if you're going all in for this double Orchid kind of a build-up, that you have maybe your Orchid candidates at the ready. But well, top lane, they are going to be able to take down Always Wanna Fly, who gets the last second curse off. Man, God, look at that damage already going on to the Bounty Hunter here.
Stronger. Slark is growing more powerful.
That's true.
You know, it actually shows as a positive buff on Bounty Hunter. It's weird if you look on the Essence Shift. I think it might just be a bug, but...
Wait, does he actually get the agility?
No, he doesn't actually get any stats or anything like that, but... Yeah, he does lose the stats, and they are now Slarks, but this is quite funny. But they
Meantime-
can't stop this Roche.
Yeah. Going for
Their
Roche,
entire
there's no
lineup.
way to stop it here. Funnick's going to take to the skies and scout out the outside. And with the Zeus ulti, they see the Brood trying to creep in and take it. Now Odie's going to be able to snag it up. Goblek will be quickly taken down, but this could turn disaster here. Sonic Wave from the high ground comes out from Thug. Not going to be able to be enough burst to finish really anyone off. But hey, Madara's going to be able to get the grab for Illidan and finish off that Aegis here. Has to go into the Shadow Dance, and we'll have to retreat away. Funnick's still on pursuit, though. Are they going to chase for this? He's the lone
they don't have
survivor
enough.
on this one, and I don't know if that was worth it.
Slark tries to man up an OD. OD just astrals him and walks off, and then Slark tries to get some damage done. He has to pop his ulti, and then by the time his ulti runs out, he goes, "Oh no, my team's all dead," and the enemy team are all alive. So he just has to run off. And this is only going to get worse, because Dire's entire lineup is based around pushing with their Broodmother, getting pickoffs with Relocate when they try and pick him off, and then just generally winning from a really strong laning phase. And that time is over.
Yep.
OD is too strong. OD is going to get his BKB, thereby becoming unkillable.
Yeah.
His the Orchids won't have any effect.
Root
They've
useless.
got 2 of them.
Yeah.
The Silencers won't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So their only damage now on him is going to be the Slark. And the Slark, he only has a Skadi. He doesn't actually do that much damage. He can survive and deal damage over time, right, if he picks up his stacks, but he's not going to do that.
It seems like the only outs for them at this point is maybe a big misstep here from Spirit, but they are going to look to make fisticuffs regardless. A jump in from the Slark,
They're
and
gonna force the ulti.
he goes straight into the Astral, and exactly that. Ulti will be forced out as he goes into Shadow Dance here, and Spartan gets hit up with the curse as he long flies towards Thug, and he goes into the open arms as he gets his ass beat by his own team, and then they will quickly lose the Brood. Thug's going to be forced to retreat into the high ground here, and this could be swiftly over. Spirit take another strong fight. They will lose Funnick for this one, but they have already forced Madara into that ult, and it's too risky for him to move in, and even if he did, they have an Astral ready to go. Doesn't look like they'll be able to stay in siege very long.
He just goes in and they just astral him every time. There's nothing he can do.
He's gotta be careful. BKB pop now, the new BKB coming up from Illidan. And he's gonna just chase down Madara here with help from Goblek to set up with the Nether Strike. He's just dead. That's Slark out for over a minute. No buyback for him. Spirit can go right back to work on this mid
Don't do it,
lane.
maybe next time. Oh, okay, he's done it. He didn't die for it. Illidan's just got a smoke for some reason. I don't know why, but he does.
You know, it's Vape Nation. So maybe once you get that win, you gotta celebrate. We'll see if they're gonna secure it here and now. Still not able to get enough poking damage on this tier 3. And slowly the Dire are coming back. But what's a Broodmother gonna do as far as defense?
He's just gonna kill him bouncing up the line.
Insta kill. They move in and continue to just force back. That's going to be a buyback
You
now
need
from
to be
your bounty.
careful that they don't all die and get tracked, so they should just back up now.
Track gold plus a network swing would be dramatic
Oh.
here, and Astral is going to be coming out defensively to help avoid the Sonic Wave, and Spirit quickly...
He just gets
decided
failed
to-
by OD and then gets Arc Lightning twice, and he loses 500 HP on Cop or something. He just had to use Bottle and Stick to get back up. It's just so much damage. And he's got no way of avoiding it. He has to go BKB to not take this like passive damage that exists in these fights. But he won't get it for a while.
No
So-
BKB, no pipe even, nothing like
if
that.
you think about it, like every hero on Dire except for Slark will get weaker over time in the fight.
Yeah.
Because they're going to lose into OD, they're going to take damage from Zeus, they're going to take AoE damage from Wyvern, Batrider's going to apply more tar. Like over the fight gets more and more difficult. So ideally you want to have burst damage to pick people off, but you don't. You have a Broodmother. There's almost no avenue of escape from this kind of miserable existence that they've got going on.
No real plan B. The closest to plan B should be plan Brood to split push, as you mentioned, but she's currently doing ancient camps here and is already possibly at risk for her life, looking for
They just
any
need
sort
BKB
of
on
outs.
Slark, and they need to get some pickoffs. That's like their way back in this, I'm pretty sure. So BKB on Slark means that he won't instantly die to the Zeus and OD. It's mandatory at this point. He could try and go for Abyssal, but he just won't be able to do anything. He needs BKB to not get Astral.
We'll see what kind of player Madara is, though. He could be like, but I won't be doing enough damage to bring the game back.
We'll
see, though. But I agree with you. Otherwise, he's just going to get blown the hell up here. Veils, OD right clicks, and of course all the bursts that Iceberg is able to bring. They're going to try their best to at least split this a bit and take this tier 2 top lane. Spirit have already been able to take the tier 2 at the bottom, and they're going to be happy to just kind of take it up to the doorstep here and force the Dire back if necessary. They've picked up that Roche, so they have the benefit of the Aegis here. It's just at Finem just trying to get what farm they can for what could be their last defense. But I don't think Madara will be there to participate. He gets snagged up from the lasso and quickly taken down and could be
Something's
forced to use
happening
his buyback. Oh, middle. That's Brood dead. Man, he
Just
just...
like, do I need to hit him again?
That's
Nah,
pretty much what
just
happens
press
when
R.
you drop a hammer on a spider, so, I mean, it's perfect.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Then it's
attack.
just sitting there. No one wants to even go close to him. They
Okay.
can't kill him.
Yeah, Spirit
They're
is
just
just
getting pickoffs everywhere.
too big, too bad, too strong. And with already 3 out of this one, they have 2 buybacks, but I really don't
I
think
hope he's
they
going
have...
AC. Or he might just get Moonshot, but I think AC's better here. Yeah, he's going to get Moonshot. Doesn't really matter too much at this point. They're definitely going to get Arax. Unless they get some amazing fight where Slark buybacks, but even then it won't be really worth it.
He
Dire's
buys back.
middle barracks
Wop
are
does
under
have
attack.
Sonic Wave, but you know, I don't know. I don't think those 2
They just
alone
have
are
to
good
let it
enough.
go.
Those 2 weren't enough last time, and this time Spirit have even more farm and even more items. Fail, boom,
bouncy.
bang. See you later. Oh, wait, you didn't finish him. There you go. Bounty
I
Hunter
was
goes
like, do you want to get that?
Dire's
No,
middle
I'll get
barracks
that.
are under
Iceberg
attack.
just blinks and just zaps him.
Dire's
Illidan was going to
middle
go for it,
barracks
and he's like,
fall.
he just second guessed himself.
Iceberg's like, I had that hard start. Just let me
Dire's
get a
bottom
win here
tower
at the
is
end.
under attack.
He deserves this or something. I do like this. This build on Zeus is the ideal build for this game.
Dire's
Building.
bottom tower
Pops his
Madara goes
BKB.
in and
Madara
just
is going to get...
coughs
Oh, that juke
3 hits.
relocate. Not going to be good enough, though. Bottom right corner. He goes into the Shadow Dance, and they're going to be able to get the finish for the Wyvern, who actually buys back, feeling the finish is going to be here. And it is. They burst down the Slark. He goes into buyback, but they have already called the game. This one is over. It's going to be Spirit who take it. Monster 33-16. After suffering a bit in the laning stage, Spirit, well, they withstand and almost make it look effortless there at the end.
Yeah, I'm just not really feeling this at Finem draft. Like, they fourth picked a Broodmother and last picked the Slark, and neither of which really managed to do that much. I think they got outplayed to a degree, but like, I don't think that draft was actually that strong because Team Spirit, they didn't lose that much during the laning phase. Sure, their middle lane was pretty bad, but like their other lanes did completely fine. They got 3 pickoffs early game on the Brood. Their Batrider did okay, got like a solo kill on the Wisp, got a decently timed dagger, immediately killed the Wisp with it, and Slark was left as the only bastion of hope, and he actually had less farm than the OD by the end of it, so I'm not really feeling this draft, but maybe they could have played better and they could have got a stronger lead, but yeah, it wasn't to be.
Unfortunately, this will conclude. FNM, they had a small win streak coming into this. 4 straight wins, taking down a 2-0 against Team Empire and a 2-0 against London Conspiracy. But Spirit have been able to best them, at least for this game number 1. But it is a best of 3 after all. We'll cut to a small break. When we return, it's going to be game 2 for BTS Europe 3. It's Team Spirit versus AdVenem. I'm KotLGuy. I'm going to be joined by Rime. We'll see you soon for game 2.